Rwandan-backed M23 rebels are withdrawing from Uvira in Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo. The group said it would leave the city if a neutral force was deployed to maintain security. The fighters currently control all major urban hubs in the region, as well as the border crossing with Burundi. This month, they've been pushing further south along Lake Tanganyika. They took control of Uvira last week. Alain Uaykani is in Uvira for us and has the latest on the M23 withdrawal.
In the town of Uvira, life is moving on. As you can see, shops reopen again and women, everybody are working today. Besides the fact that the town waked up also with the news of the M23 rebels withdraw. These are the group fighters that have been controlling this town for the last almost 1 week right now. But under the pressure of the US government, due to the peace process which is going on, the M23 announced that they are withdrawing, and they started withdrawing since yesterday. But for the majority of the population here, they are occupied with their daily life as they reopen their business after almost days of trauma and also fear of what could have happened here. People are saying that they are not well informed about what is going on. Everything that they need, or the very important aspect of their life, is just peace.
We, as the population, we are closely observing whether the M23 withdrawal will be fully implemented or not. But at least we must acknowledge that the rebels have shown goodwill for peace by agreeing to withdraw. We thank President Trump, the DRC government, and all the mediators involved. We now wait to see whether this peace will truly follow.
The rebels arrived here last week, and now they have been asked to leave as part of the peace process. As the people of Uvira, we have no problem with anyone. What we need is peace. Whoever comes with peace is welcome here.
The big question remaining also in this town is, where are the rebels going? Who is going to take care of this town? M23 on their side, they are saying they will not abandon the population. And also this is why they are saying the withdrawal will be gradually, so that they can make sure that the town is protected, people are protected. For majority of the population, for those who were worrying for their security, they are observing now what will happen. But also another question is where the M23 will reposition themselves, because they are only talking about Uvira. But from Uvira to Bukavu, M23 has managed to occupy different other areas that people doesn't know whether all this will be concerned by this withdrawal announced by the rebels. Alain, Uaykani, Jazeera, Uvira, the Democratic Republic of Congo.
All right, well, joining me here in the studio now is Al Jazeera's Hamza Mohammed to tell us more about the significance of Uvira. And Hamza, Uvira, this town that's at the centre of all of this, why is it so important?
Well, to understand the violence in Eastern DRC, which Uvira is part of, you would have to go back to events that happened 31 years ago in neighboring Rwanda. Remember the genocide that happened in Rwanda against the Tutsi people? Nearly 1 million people, mainly from the Tutsi ethnic group, were killed. The perpetrators were Hutu extremists. The genocide in 1994 was stopped by fighters led by the current president of Rwanda, Paul Kagame, who is ethnically Tutsi. The government in Rwanda says some of those perpetrators, those Hutu extremists that carried out the genocide, went into Eastern DRC. The M23 rebel group, the group that took over Uvira, they are ethnically Tutsis. The Rwandan government says they are backing that group to find and locate those extremists that carried out the genocide. M23, they've been taking cities and towns across Eastern DRC, but Uvira is completely different ballgame. It's about 32 kilometers from the capital of Burundi, Bujumbura. Now, Burundi is an ethnically majority from the Hutu ethnic group, including the leaders. So the takeover of Uvira, they see that as a red line. They do not want to have M23, an ethnic Tutsi armed group, next door to their capital city.
When you talk about a red line, we really are talking about nearly a physical line, because Uvira is so close to Burundi, but this is not all about geographical proximity only, is it?
So Eastern DRC, you find it's an area that's extremely rich in minerals. The stuff that you find in our mobile phones, TVs, electric cars, solar panels, everything that you can think of. Yes, Burundi and Rwanda, they do have these minerals, but to a smaller extent compared to what you find in Eastern DRC. The government in Kinshasa, the Congolese government, they say they lose about $1 billion in revenue to smuggling of minerals. Both Rwanda and Burundi, they do have soldiers in Eastern DRC in areas where there's a lot of minerals. What you find is the towns next to the borders of these countries are known for being hubs for illegal activities, minerals in particular. Both countries deny. And minerals are becoming increasingly important, especially to Burundi. If you look at the foreign exchange, the money that Burundi receives from exports of minerals, it's more than 50%. And Burundi is saying it wants to increase that figure to more than 70%. Burundi says these minerals come from Burundi, not from Eastern DRC. Watchdogs, experts, and people who know the region will tell you otherwise.
So, Uvira, we know then from reading that situation is critical to this entire conflict and this region and its resources. Where, though, does this leave the people of Uvira?
So, when you look at the current violence, millions of people have been displaced. If you look at Uvira alone, Uvira and the areas near that city, more than 200,000 people have been displaced. Most of those people have crossed over into Burundi. Burundi is a country that economically is not doing well. There is high inflation, fuel shortage. The government doesn't want to have these. And also there is the violence. There is more than 400 civilians who have been killed in and around Uvira. There is all this that's going on in the region, but there is also pressure now from outside. The US is saying to the M23 and to Rwanda that they can no longer be in Uvira, that they have to leave. And it seems like that's what is going to happen in the coming days.
All right, more to come, obviously. Hamza Mohammed joining us on set. Thank you so much.
Don't miss out on the full picture. Subscribe to Al Jazeera for reliable news and expert insights. Like, share, stay ahead.